The days of carrying buckets of water to refill your ATO container are over, as we show you how to make this never-ending auto top-off container. Welcome back, fellow reefers. Are you ready to build a really inexpensive, never-ending water supply for your ATO? I was not sure if I wanted to do this video, being I know some company out there is going to see this video eventually and then make it commercially for sale, and then the $1 million idea will be gone. But this is a reefing channel to help other reefers if I can, so here's what you're going to need. Number one, a cheap Walmart container like this, which has a spout in front, which we will show you a nice tip and what we use it for at the end of this video. Number two, you'll need a reverse osmosis float valve, which you can pick up at Bulk Reef Supply for $16. 3, a 1/4 inch shark bite tee. And number 4, some 1/4 inch RODI tubing. Let's get going. First thing we want to do is drill a hole in the lid of the beverage container. While you're drilling, you will want to drill a hole in the back of the beverage container. The best place I found was near the top. Make sure there's room for the valve to float up and close. This hole will need to be drilled a 1/2 inch to fit the float valve threads through the container. Once that is complete, the hardest part is over. Take your time drilling, as you do not want to crack the plastic. Next, take your reverse osmosis float valve and place it into the container and insert it through the hole in the back of the container. Make sure the washer is on the inside for a watertight seal. While holding it in place, you can twist the nut on and tighten it into place. Now we're going to place the ATO pump inside. We use an Osmolator ATO from Tunzi. Next up, take your pump wires and your water line from your pump to the sump and run them up through the hole in the lid. Screw the lid on the container and this part is complete. Simple and easy, right? Next, turn off your water supply to your RODI unit. On the outflow line of good water that you may have going to your saltwater mixing station, you will want to cut that and place the shark bite tee there. Connect the line back together on each end of the tee. You will need to decide where you want to place the container. We place ours next to the sump. If you only have a tank stand, I would make some sort of stand or shelf, or another cool option would be to cut a hole in the tank stand and place a container spout through the hole like a bar tap. Once the container is in place, run a section of RO line from the back of the float valve to the T section and connect it. Take your piece of tubing from your pump and install it in the last chamber of your sump. Turn on the water supply from your RODI unit and watch the magic happen. Once the water level in the container is higher than the pump, you can turn on your ATO. Now listen and listen closely. While this is an amazing feature and you will love using it, it comes with a disclaimer. If you use a CPR style overflow like we did and the pump on the overflow craps out, while water stops flowing from your tank to the sump, the ATO does not know this is happening and the ATO will continue to fill the sump as needed. Any frag tank or aquarium that is drilled with an internal overflow will be fine. Although this works for my tank and should for yours, there's always a possibility of a system failure that you just can't predict. Just know that there is that possibility of an overflow if you're using an external overflow and it stops running. You can click up above to see the video we did of this exact example when we discovered our tank was overflowing. Power outages are fine due to the fact that the ATO loses power and shuts off as well. If you have a built-in reservoir on your sump or perhaps a nice trigger system's acrylic reservoir, it will be the same process. However, if you don't know how to drill acrylic, I'd have somebody do that for you. Now for the tip I was talking about earlier. Place your spout on the container near an edge of an area where you can put your pitcher or whatever you may want if you need fast access to RO water. My daughter has a 5-gallon beta tank, and when she needs to top off her tank from evaporation, she can easily come down to the fish room with her pitcher and get the water she needs. On our new build, I did not take that into account, and ours is not accessible. So the one I'm building in this video will only be for that purpose, which I plan to put down near the sink of our workbench. We hope you enjoy this project. It's run perfectly for us for years, and it should for you as well. So until then, we'll see you on the next one.